right, everybody, welcome back to Big Blue Confidential. Scotzo here. It was a long couple of weeks. Last time I talked to you guys was 2 weeks ago tomorrow. The last time I talked to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram was 3 weeks ago. Been 3 weeks. So I was I had a very, very good vacation. I stayed off social media for the most part while I was gone. Uh, a lot of people on TikTok, specifically Denver Broncos fans, I was ducking them because the Giants lost to the Broncos in dramatic fashion. The only way that Giants could actually lose a game, we lost in the worst way possible. And the Wednesday night before I left for vacation, I hosted just a TikTok live, and a bunch of Broncos fans jumped in there, and they were just talking about a bunch of crap. And listen, I let them have their say. At the time, they were 4-2. We were 2-4, and they were talking this, they were talking that, and I let them talk. Like, I couldn't say anything. We had just beaten the Eagles, but I really couldn't say anything because they were the better team. And then we had a huge lead. Obviously, you guys know that. If you're a Giant fan, I don't want to ever have to relive this horror. But, I mean, we blew a huge lead in the fourth quarter. Inexplicably dropping 7, dropping 8. I don't know what happened. I can't explain it. It was painful. I was in Disney watching it at dinner. It was my first night there. And it was just pain. And there was other Giant fans with me. So I had someone to cry with. I was with my dad, and my dad, I'm blaming my father for this, by the way. So anybody who wants to know how the Giants lost this game against Denver, it's my dad's fault. Because he's the one that went and said, "Oh, we got this in the bag," when it was 32-15 or whatever it was. 32-14, my dad said, "Oh, we got this in the bag." It was fourth quarter, like 11 minutes ago. I was like, "No, I'm not going to be happy until we're either taking a knee in victory formation, or this clock is at 0 when the Giants have the higher score. I'm not going to be comfortable." And it turns out I was absolutely right. It was a shit show of a game. It was awful it was a great game for 3 quarters. I mean, Jackson Dart, first of all, let's talk about Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart has been exactly what this team needed for the last 2 years. We're not going to talk about the other guy. We've talked about it ad nauseum on the show, and I'm not talking about it. He's having a great season. He's got greener pastures over there in Indianapolis. Good for him. I'm here to talk about number 6. I'm here to talk about number 6, and I want to talk about how amazing he has been. Okay, he's not lighting the world on fire. He's not throwing for 400 yards every week. He's not throwing for 5 touchdowns. Those kind of quarterbacks, that's not the NFL quarterback anymore. There are a few guys that do it, but it's not what NFL quarterbacks do anymore. NFL quarterbacks do exactly what Jackson Dart is doing. Jackson Dart is, as a rookie, and I've said it before on the show here, as a rookie, the things that he's doing as far as leading his team, as far as being in the moment. I mean, listen, he's going to make mistakes. I get that. The NFL is hard. Okay, and there's other guys on TikTok and there's other podcasters who will sit there and just tell you that this is all bullshit, and the Yankees, God, I'm so used to saying that, but that the Giants are still terrible and they're still an awful team and blah blah blah. Yes, that might be. We still are not a good team, but we are on our way to being a good team. We are probably 2 players away from being a playoff team. 2 players. 1 offensive lineman, and we need another big-time receiver for Jackson Dart. Listen, Leak being out for the year, obviously a game changer. It sucks. Not having a reliable guy to throw to, it sucks. I mean, we did beat Philly with nobody. We beat Philly with nobody. We had to listen to them talk about, is it, that was a fluke, blah blah blah. No, it wasn't a fluke. When you don't win games by 17 points and be a fluke. Okay, we outplayed the Eagles. They got their butts kicked, just like they did. They did it to us on Sunday. They did it to us. We weren't ready, obviously, and we're going to talk about it more. The injury to Scat was a huge thing. Is it why we lost? No. And I see a lot of people coming on and say, "Well, the refs this, the refs that." Stop. We can all agree that the officiating was terrible. It was one-sided. Let's see, I got one Broncos fan here. Listen, you guys beat us. I got nothing to say. You guys beat us. That's the end of it. We moved on. We're going to San Fran right now. We're not talking about we're not talking about Denver. You guys had that was 2 weeks ago. But we went into Philly with some hope because we had handled them 2 weeks before that, and then the wheels just fell off. And I'll tell you the play that changed the game. The play that changed the game was right before the half. We were on like the 26-yard line. It was like a 3rd and 9. And Dart threw an absolute piss missile right to Theo Johnson at the 5-yard line. And what did he do? He did the Theo Johnson thing. He just dropped it. He dropped the ball. No contact, nothing. And a guy hit him after, but he should have made that catch. He's a professional tight end. On National Tight End Day, no less. I love the kid. He's talented. He's tough. But can we get a dude to catch the ball? I know Daniel Bellinger was hurt. I know that he's in it. Listen, I see another Philly fan. We're talking about, our cornerbacks are hurt. Stop. Everybody's got injuries, bro. Stop blaming injuries for losses. You lost. You got your asses whooped. We whooped the Philly. We whooped the Eagles' ass. And then you guys whooped our ass. And it's not because of injuries. It's because you guys are just better that day. Any given Sunday, you guys were better, period. Stop saying it's this or that. I don't want. Listen, I love the trade speculation, but I don't want to do. I hate. I like reading about it. I don't like talking about it. Do the Giants need another weapon for Dart other than Neighbors? Absolutely. Right now we got nobody. Wan'Dale is good. He's not a 2. He's not a 1. Slay, I like the guy. He's got catching the ball problems. He's not a 1. Jackson Dart's doing it with smoke and mirrors right now. I don't know how he's doing it, but I like what I liked about him. What I saw Sunday was I liked his leadership, that he did not quit, even when the game was well out of hand. The Eagles were just putting belt to ass to us, and it was embarrassing, and I hated it. Luckily, I was spared up here in New England of having to watch that because I had to watch the Red Zone channel, or I was watching Jets. They had the games where Jets, Bengals, and the Patriots and the Browns. I mean, 2 gag fests. I mean, yes, listen, first of all, shout out and RIP to Nick Mangold. I mean, you aren't going to find a better guy that's ever played in the NFL than that dude. That guy was tremendous. He was a tremendous player. As much as I hate the Jets, I was actually happy to see them win on the day that we found out that we lost Nick Mangold. But I was forced to watch that game if I wasn't watching. I wasn't watching Patriots Browns, which was a serious gag fest. Listen, hey, I'm going to say this: Patriots are good. The New England Patriots are a good football team. They're probably 1 player away from not just a playoff team. They're probably 1 player away from being an actual contender in the AFC. I mean, they got it all right now. They got it all working. Will it last? Like week 9? We'll find out after week 9 because that's when the wheels start coming off for a lot of these teams. And I said that about the Colts. The Colts are still chugging on, man. So we'll see. But the Giants, people get wrapped around wins and losses too much. Okay, and I said it a few weeks ago. When you have a brand new quarterback, when you have the brand new quarterback here with your head coach, it's like starting over. It's like year 1. Because the whole playbook has changed. Now, with injuries, you have to do different things with different people. You have to play to the talent you have. Like I said, we were doing with Russ because Russ can't do what he used to do. So we had to play. The play calling we dumbed it down. But now we have a kid who can make plays. Now we have a kid who can do things with his arm. Now we have a kid who can do things with his feet. Now we have a kid who feels pressure and runs away from it instead of into it for the most part. He has a couple times, but rookie stuff. But we have our QB1, G-Fam. We have our quarterback. There's no doubt. You know, everybody was like, oh, it's just one game when we beat the Chargers. Oh, we beat the Eagles. I guess he's pretty good. You know, after the Saints game, people were doubting it again, right? He played tremendous against the Broncos. Tremendous game. I mean, he didn't play his best game against Philly, but Philadelphia was getting after it, man. Their defense was different than it was when we played them in MetLife. They looked like the Eagles from last year. All right, but it's not about the wins and losses right now, guys. It's about developing Jackson Dart fully, getting him comfortable, getting him being able to read defenses properly, which I think he's done a pretty good job of. I think I'll give him, as far as that goes, I'll give him probably a B- because he's struggled a little bit, but he's able to recover from that, and he's able to make up for that sometimes by using his feet and improvising. The same kind of stuff that we see from Patrick Mahomes. And before anybody gets carried away, I'm not saying that Jackson Dart is Patrick Mahomes. I'm just saying a lot of the things he does is very similar to Patrick Mahomes. A lot of the things that Jackson Dart does, very similar to Jalen Hurts. Very similar. And you have to look at this team right now, and you have to say, who is the leader of this team? Leader of this team is unquestionably, and I don't want to hear Dex. I don't want to, because where's that guy been? We'll get to that in a minute. I don't want to hear Burns. I don't want to hear anybody. The leader of this team is unquestionably Jackson Dart. He's got the veterans following him. He's got guys doing everything and anything for him. I mean, I haven't seen the Giants offensive line play this good in a really long time. I mean, they haven't been great. I'm not saying they're not the Eagles, but compared to what we've been dealing with the last few years, they've been pretty good. They've been solid. But the important thing here, guys, is we have our quarterback. The thing that we've been wanting the most. Now we have to build around him. Now we have to get the talent. Now we have to see what Joe Schoen can do. Should we trade a guy? Should we trade somebody and get a receiver? I saw a thing today when I was reading the news. I saw a thing that said Kayvon Thibodeau, his name came up again as trade. I mean, do you trade that kid? He's in year 4. He's going to be a free agent after next season. You trade him now while his stock is high. He's having a great season with Carter and what Burns and Carter have been doing. You know, Tibbs he's been doing well. He's been what we hoped that he would be when we drafted him. But do you make a trade right now? Do you have to go out there and get another weapon? Is it worth making a trade? And it's not for this year. That's my point. It's not for this year, guys. It's for next year. It's for 2026, right? Anything we get now out of whoever, if we make a trade and we get anything we get now, will be just gravy on top, right? Whereas right now it's about developing our young quarterback and getting our defense reps and getting better, right? Cordell Flott, before he got hurt Sunday, that was another huge thing. Him going down, because we literally had nobody playing corner. We had nobody, and the good credit to the Eagles, they took full advantage of it, as they should. Go for the throat, man. That's what you're supposed to do. I don't know. Well, I would like to see them go after, maybe make a trade, maybe make a splash, go after somebody. And I said it before. The 49ers want Tibbs. Give us Debo. Or not Debo. He's already gone. Who's the other guy? Brandon Ayuk. Give us Brandon Ayuk. Make him our 2. I know he gets hurt a lot, but you can't just give Tibbs away. But there's no doubt that we need playmakers, because you put playmakers around Dart, he's going to be even better than he is now. but he's the heartbeat of the team. He's the reason I'm watching the Giants right now. Wins and losses mean nothing to me. Of course, I want to win. I want to see them win games. Of course, everyone wants them to win games. But I want to see good competitive football from this team. I want to see him out there leading. I want to see him diving for the end zone when we're down 3 touchdowns, like I saw Sunday when he quit. That game was 5 minutes to go in the game. My guy was diving for the end zone. He wasn't walking through. That's what I want to see out of my guy. That's what I want to see out of my quarterback. I want to see guts. I want to see leadership. I want to see poise and not giving up and not folding. You play to the end. And the things that he says when he comes out on the podium for his press conference post-game, he says the right things. He said what he's supposed to say. He says what leaders are supposed to say. And that is why I love this guy. That's why, Giant fans, you have to be excited. If you're not excited about Jackson Dart, I don't know what to tell you. You need to go see your doctor. I mean, someone just wrote, I couldn't see, I'm sorry. Someone just wrote on TikTok, how's the O-line doing? And Dart's running for his life. Not every play. Like, Andrew Thomas is solid. Like, he's come back. He's healthy. He's playing well. He's doing what AT does. He's protecting his guy. Okay, but it's the other guys that we need to worry about. Right? I'm just tired of seeing Illuminor get called for holding penalty play after play after play. I can't see it. And look at use the Colts for example. Quentin Nelson. Imagine if we had him on the other side. We had Andrew Thomas and Quentin Nelson. I mean, I know they play the same position, but imagine if we had 2 guys like that. We got to draft the offensive lineman. We can get good players and we can get weapons in free agency. How long is Neighbors gone for? I mean, Neighbors has gone until probably training camp. Neighbors has gone till training camp. He'll be fine. He'll be back. He had surgery today. Speaking of surgery, let's get to the hot button topic because I know we're all talking about it. We're all thinking about it. I've been thinking about it. It's been consuming me since about, I don't know, 1:45 on Sunday afternoon when my whole world went black. On a little screen pass to the left side. That's unnecessary. That's unnecessary. Little screen pass to the side. And our boy goes up to get it, and he comes down. And I've seen people say, "Oh, it was a hip drop." Whatever. Doesn't change. Doesn't bring him back. It doesn't undo the injury. It doesn't undislocate. How do you would say that? What's the word for it? Relocate from dislocate? How it doesn't relocate his ankle. It doesn't make him come back if that guy gets a penalty. Hip drop, no hip drop, whatever. The fact of the matter is, the other leader of this team, the hammer in the Arm & Hammer, is no longer in the 2025 season, and it's horrible. I saw someone pop up the other day and say, or not the other day, a few minutes ago. God, when I said that I just lost my train of thought. The train left the station. Sorry. The way that he plays. I mean, it's just between him and Dart, this is exactly what you want. You see the fans of. I mean, obviously, if you're a Giant fan, they're beloved already, and they've been playing 5-6 games. And you bring Tracy back. Now Tracy's back for good. Tracy's back for good, and is he better? Is Tracy better than Cam? No, he's not. Tyrone Tracy is not better than Cam Scatterbo. He's not, and it sucks. But we have Devin Singletary, not better than Cam Scatterbo, and I hate it because it throws everything off. It throws everything back to where we were after the Chiefs game, where we had nothing. But there's hope. There's hope because we have Jackson Dart. But man, talk about. I mean, what would you rather? What was worse, guys? What was worse, Giant fans? What was worse than watching Cam go down with an injury, or was it getting completely gutted at the end of the Broncos game? Completely gutted. I mean, I think the answer is obviously I'd rather lose a game than have to lose our second best player on offense for the rest of the season. I mean, that was as disgusting as it. I mean, that rolled me back to Joe Theismann and LT with the foot, but it wasn't broken, thank God. But man, if you see the video of Cam just laying there on the ground, well, another good thing about Cam is that he just sat there and he was just like holding his leg, like, oh, like you could almost hear what he was like, ow, right? Like that's what I imagine he was just saying to himself, like, ow. Like, he wasn't rolling around in pain. He wasn't like being dramatic. He was just sitting there and he kind of knew. And I was listening to it on the radio and I heard Bob Papa in his voice. You could hear him, just the dread in his voice that this is not good. They went to a commercial break and it was like a 3-minute commercial break. And when he came back from the commercial break, you could tell in his voice that it wasn't good. And that whole time I was listening, I was like, are you kidding me right now? They went to a commercial. They're not going to talk. They're not going to tell us what's going on. And then they come back and they're ready to snap the next play. And he's like, oh, Scatterbo was carted off the field. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Why aren't we talking about this more? That's a huge blow to this team. Not just on the field, the off the field stuff, the leadership, the attitude. It's all gone. That's part of this, what was making this Giants team fun and watchable. What Cam Scatterbo brought to the game along with Jackson Dart, the two of them together. And the only redeeming thing about that whole situation was when he was just about to get carted off. Dart walked up to him. I mean, they're a little headbutt. It's almost like a little peck on the cheek, but it's just a little headbutt. They do it all the time. And it's, man, I almost broke down. That was terrible. I just couldn't do it. So I'm going to the game Sunday, and I'm gonna rock the 44 for Cam. It's legacy weekend, so we're gonna be a lot of old players there, and we're wearing the old uniforms. But I'm gonna rock the scat. I was gonna rock the Carl Banks, but now we got our guys out for the year. We got to go scout. We got to go scat for the week, man. So guys, we got to push on, man. There's nothing we can do. Injuries happen. Every team has them. You know, Washington has been decimated with injuries. They're struggling. They got blown out by the Chiefs the other night. I mean, the Broncos blew out the Cowboys. The Eagles are the best team in the division once again, unfortunately. But hey, before I continue on, let me give. I said this on my Facebook, and I'm not going to do this often, and I don't do this often, and I can't believe the words are going to come out of my mouth, but I'm going to give a huge shout out to the fans of the Philadelphia Eagles. Because the way that the Philadelphia Eagle fans treated Cam Scatterbo as he was getting carted off the field after his injury was absolutely respectful. And I actually felt a little something there. It was gone pretty quick, but I felt a little something for the Eagles fans. Like I felt a little bit of respect, which I had never done before. It was weird. It was like the first time you kiss a girl and you're just like, "Ooh, what was that?" Like I felt a little bit of a spark. Like maybe do I like the Eagles fans? Then that just went away as quick as it came. It was gone. I hate them, but I will give them props when it's warranted. They did respect Cam, and because Cam Scatterbo was the kind of guy that Philly fans love. He's blue collar. He works hard. He's a nut, and he just does the things that a good football player, hard-nosed football player does. And that's why Philly acknowledged him. And I appreciate you, Philly. So for the first time ever, and probably the last time, respect to you, Philly. And respect to another guy who I couldn't stand until I found out yesterday what he did. Now he's a hero to me. I love the guy. In fact, I want to meet the guy and fist bump him. Big Dom. Shout out to Big Dom for the Eagles. The Eagles, whatever role he plays for the Eagles, I don't know what it is, security or just being there. The token guy, right? The guy with the big fat guy looks like an extra on The Sopranos with the chain, right? I remember last year. I forget what team it was. I'm sure my TikTokers will remind me. I forget what team was it. Dallas that he got in somebody's face, or was it? No, it was the 49ers. I think it was Fred Warner. He got into it with Fred Warner. I'm pretty sure it was him on the sideline. It was either last year or the year before. I don't remember. That's how Big Dom got noticed. And the NFL had banned him from the sideline for a couple weeks, whatever. But hey, Big Dom, after the game, went to the hospital where Cam Scatterbo was, and he brought him Philly cheesesteaks and pizza to him and his family. It was awesome. I have much respect for him. I have a newfound not love yet. It's a newfound like for Big Dom because he's still, at the end of the day, he's still an Eagle. And that we don't play that here. But Big Dom, shout out to that dude and much respect to him too, because that was pretty cool. And I think Cam Scatterbo actually tweeted out that he respected Philly for what they did. He respected Big Dom for coming and saying hello and making sure he was okay. So that was pretty cool, man. That was really, really cool. And I really appreciate the Philly fans doing that because that doesn't happen very often, right? I remember years ago, if you guys remember, some of you probably weren't around then, but Michael Irvin got hurt. I think he might have even blew his knee out or broke his leg, whatever it was, in Philly. And the Philly fans cheered as he was laying there on the turf, and the Philly fans cheered. It was awful. It's never good to see someone's hurt. I hate watching guys get hurt, no matter who it is. I hate seeing it. But hats off to Philly, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you. But guys, it's going to be a struggle the rest of the year. A good 49ers team who somehow they find a way. Somehow that team finds a way. They're a good team. And it's going to be tough on Sunday. It's going to be a tough game. I don't know if Purdy's back or not. They still have Mac Jones. I don't know. We're going to have to get to the quarterback and make Mac Jones throw the ball. Make Mac Jones make plays. That's the only chance we got to win. The defense is going to have to step up. The secondary is going to have to step up. And George Kittle's back. He's going to be a menace like he always is. Christian McCaffrey is going to be there, and he's going to – I mean, I don't think he's right this year because the guy screwed me on 2 parlays already. So I don't think he's right now. I needed – last time I was a $900 cash out that I could have taken, but I said, nah, 4.5 yards. CMC is going to get me 4.5 yards. We got 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He needs 4.5 yards. I didn't even think that he touched the freaking football the rest of the game. It was crunch time against the Bucs, and they didn't even give him their best player the football. But I guess he's hurt. I don't know. But the Giants are going to have to bow up defensively. The next man up, man. The injuries aren't an excuse. You got to find a way. The house will be packed. A lot of fans. There'll be some 49er fans in the house. I looked at tickets on StubHub to see what. I mean, I have tickets, but I was just looking for a friend, and they were pretty high. I almost thought of selling mine, but I said nope. I'm going to still go to the game, but I'm going to go sell mine and go buy other tickets. But if you're if you're at the game Sunday, you're at the lot, you're tailgating, please come over to J18. Come say hello to us. We're going to be out there partying, and shout out to my guys in the J18 van, by the way, because those guys, their van got, I think it's totaled. Their van is totaled. They have a cracked frame on the van, and they need a new van. They can't drive the J18 van anymore. And that's a sad thing because that was the glue for our tailgate. So what's their plan with Scat out? I mean, we're going to have to run. It's going to be the Tracy and Singletary show. It's all you can do. And it's all we got. We'll be back to Dart being the leading rusher. I mean, Tracy didn't play terrible Sunday. He wasn't awful. He was running the football effectively. He was carrying the ball well, but the offensive line's got to open holes, man. They got to do their job. Can't sit there and cry because you don't have this guy or that guy. You just got to next man up and keep going. That was the Bill Parcells mantra. Next man up. You got to go. Right? Remember in 1990, Giants were 9-1, 10-1, something like that. And Phil Simms blew out his Achilles, and we got great. We're having a great season. We might go to the Super Bowl this year. Holy crap! Then boom, we had a home game versus Buffalo, who we ended up playing in the Super Bowl, and Simms blows his Achilles out, and then it feels like all hope is gone. Kind of a different situation, obviously, because we're not a good team. We're not a good football team. We're not that team. But I'm just saying, like, you could just lose that hope, that they feel like the hope is gone when you have a huge injury to one of your best players. But Haas came in, and obviously we know what happened. Haas came in, led us to the Super Bowl, and we beat the Buffalo Bills. At the time, one of the greatest teams to ever play football. Is Daboll making the season? Of course Daboll's making the season. Daboll's not getting fired. So anybody who's got their voodoo dolls out and thinks that Brian Daboll's getting fired, you're crazy. He's not getting fired. Brian Daboll will be the coach in 2026. Lock it up. He will be the coach because, like I said, when you have a brand new quarterback, you start over from year one. Rumors about Belichick and Gruden. Like, listen, I don't want any part of Bill Belichick coaching this football team. Love the guy. He's arguably the greatest coach of all time. But I do not. It's gone. The game has passed him by. He's done. Put him in the front office. Prop him up in the front office somewhere. Give him a job. Give him a VP of football operations job. Help him with draft or a consultant with the Giants. Send him out the right way because that's what he probably wants, right? Once a Giant, always a Giant. Do we think we need a different defensive coordinator? Yes. This defensive coordinator is, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, dropping 7, dropping 8. You play to win the football game. For fuck's sake. Play to win the football game. You're going to get me back on the Denver thing. Oh, I just felt like a hot flash. I'm getting old. I'm going through the menopause, right? Play to win the fucking football game, right? We have to win games. I don't care what the score is. You can be up 55 to 10 in the fourth quarter. Play to win the football game. Give me the Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. Hello? That's why we lost that football game, because we got soft on defense. And by the time we figured it out, the defense was exhausted. They were getting burnt, and the Broncos were just killing us. And it was awful. It was an awful thing to watch, man. It was just like watching your pet be slow roasted on a spit. Alive. That's what it was. That's how painful that was. It was terrible. But you got to play to win the football game. And that's why we lost. We played to not lose. And that is my one issue with Brian Daboll. It's like, you're the head coach, man. You have the power over these coordinators, the offensive coordinator, when he's not calling good plays, which I think Kafka's done a pretty good job with Dart. I wasn't so sure when we had Russ. But again, you have to call the plays for the guys that you're out there on the field, for the talent you have out there. But Kafka's done a pretty good job. I'm not going to get on him too much. Defensively, it's just been an absolute shit show. I mean, we just can't. That's my one knock on Daboll. You're the head coach, man. Be the head coach. If they're doing something that you don't think is right, man, stop it. Stop them from doing it. Override that. You let Wink Martindale walk all over you. And by the way, I love watching Wink be terrible in Michigan, by the way. I know they're ranked, but they're not that good. And I'm glad. I did not like Wink. I thought he was too full of himself. And I'm glad he's gone. Him and Daboll didn't mesh well. But hey, defensively, we got to get better, man. You got to have personnel, because I feel like we have the personnel defensively. We're just not running the right schemes. Like, sometimes you look great. That Philly game. Look at the Philly game. We literally shut them down. Like, you can say, well, we didn't have our CB 1 and 2. I don't care. That didn't help you on defense. Didn't help you offensively. Saquon had 31 yards and 2 carries. First 2 plays of the game. What did he do the rest of the game? I'll tell you what he did. He did nothing. Nothing. He ended up with like 68 yards or something like that for the rest of the day. That's all he had. The Giants wrapped him up. We shut him down. The Eagles had their one chance. Like I always say, there's one play in every football game that determines the outcome of that game. The first Eagles-Giants game, it was Hurts overthrowing by 15 yards. Guy wide open. Overthrew him by 10, 15 yards. I saw that developing, and I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. There goes the football game. But it was incomplete. Giants rolled from there. I don't even think Philly crossed the 50-yard line in the second half of that game. The Denver game, I'm going to say it was Kayvon jumping off sides. We had him. Kayvon jumps off sides and gives him a first down. We had him. He doesn't jump off sides there. We probably make a stop, make a play. Game over. But it's one play. Last week, it was Theo Johnson at the 5-yard line, dropping a pass that hit him right in the fucking hands. I would have caught that. You would have caught that. Any of you would have caught that ball. But nope, not Theo Johnson. I'm going to use frying pans for my hands. I'm going to wear mittens. Freaky freezies, whatever those things that change color when you're a kid. It was terrible. He has a problem with dropping footballs. But then he'll go out and he'll make a great catch. When I see a Theo Johnson, you know who I see? I see Evan Ingram. Tell me I'm wrong. I don't know, guys. It's been a tough couple weeks. Losing to Philly is one thing, but really the heartbreaker was losing Scat for the rest of the year. But he's going to be okay. He had surgery. I can't tell you who told me, but somebody told me that he's going to be fine. He'll be back at 100%. And I trust this person. This person is close to Scat. Well, yeah, Evan Ryan could. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's why I said that. Goose. My Goose said even Ryan could have got that. Yeah, that's what I said. Just guys, we have to bow up. Cam's not coming back. He's going to be fine. He'll be back next year, and he's going to work hard. He's going to come back next year, and he's going to be fired up. And I can't wait for that. But for the meantime, just go out there and play good football, man. Play the best of your ability. Let's protect Dart, take care of the football, and play mean on defense. And I do want to call out one more thing. Did anybody see? Oh, the OPI, yeah. Jabu 17, bro. I can't see your profile, so I'm thinking you're a bro. And if you're not, I apologize. But you said the OPI on Slayton was an absolutely brutal call. It was still a pretty tight game there, but I feel that game, that touchdown had that stood, would have put us back into it, but would not have necessarily won the game there. But yes, that was one of the most brutal calls I've ever seen. I mean, how do you call that? They were hand checking each other. I mean, it could easily have been defensive passing or defensive holding, for God's sakes. When he came off the line, it were illegal contact before we threw the football. Not why we lost, guys. I hate blaming the referees, but they were egregious. The fumble on the tush push. There isn't a football person in the world who wasn't going to say that wasn't a fumble. I mean, I bet you if you asked Jalen Hurts, he'd tell you that was a fumble. Like, not publicly, he wouldn't say that, but I bet you he knows that was a fumble. Everybody knew it was a fumble. The refs knew it was a fumble. They screwed up. End of discussion. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't bring it back. We can't replay the game. It's over. Not why we lost. We lost because we couldn't freaking open field tackle. We lost because we couldn't run the football anymore. We couldn't get the ball downfield. Our receivers are dropping the football. That's why we lost. The Eagles flat out put belt to ass and they beat us. End of discussion. Now we got to come out this week. You got to play hard against San Francisco. You got to compete. You got to play another hard game. We got the toughest schedule in the league. I say it every week. The Giants have the exact record I thought they would at this point in the season. Exactly. 2-6. That's what I called. Because they are who we thought they were. Quote old coach Denny Green. They are who we thought they were. But they're actually better than we thought they were. But they're making progress, guys. We weren't going to win 10 games this year. I don't know what some of you fans wanted. I don't know what you expected. And I hate going down this path because I go down it every week because I get pissed off when I read it. But I just, you have to look at what we have. Look at who we have to play every single week. And then say, did we play better? Is this team this year better than last year? Record-wise, no. But is this team as a whole better than the team it was last year? Yes. 1,000% yes. Because they're competing, they're playing hard, and they're doing things better than they were doing last year. Because last year, I thought if they were going to fire Dable, that would have been last year. Because I felt like they quit on him last year. But we got new blood. I think the leadership of Dart and Scat, I feel like, has changed the whole attitude of this team. It's changed the whole team culture. And that's the word I would like to use, is culture. The culture on this football team is different. And that's the difference to me. And that's why Brian Dable is going to keep his job. Unless there's some disaster that happens between now and then, which is not out of the realm of possibility. Brian Dable keeps his job. We might get new coordinators, at least on defense. Because special teams is, I mean, other than our kicker, that's been an absolute disaster. We want. I don't want to go back to the Denver game. I don't want to go back to the Denver game because that, again, we have a kicker, a competent kicker. That game's over anyway. Because he missed 2 extra points. That's the difference. And he missed 1 the week before. He's no longer with the team. The whole once a Giant, always a Giant thing go out the window with that dude because he can kick rocks. But yes, get another weapon for Dart. Get better offensive line. And I promise you that you will be much happier in 2026. Let's build the team this year. Keep building it. Keep building towards 2026 because we weren't going to compete for a playoff spot this year. If you thought anything else than that, you're absolutely wrong, and you should probably reconsider watching football because that's the hard truth. Not one person who watches this team consistently said, you know what, this is going to be, if we don't make the playoffs this year, then something's wrong. No. It wasn't going to happen. With the teams that we're playing, with the schedule we have to play, not going to happen. If we win 5 games this year, that's a huge thing for us. But it's the culture of the team that changed, and that's what makes me happy. That's what gives me hope. And there is a lot of holes on the team. Yes, there is. I get it. There are holes on this team. But I wouldn't say that there's a lot of holes on this team. There's a few, but some of those holes that are pretty freaking big. And I'll give you an example. Carl Banks. Carl Banks said it, and he said it on the broadcast on Sunday during the game. When I was listening, he's like, where is Dexter Lawrence? Where is Sexy Dexy? We haven't seen the Sexy Dexy dance. I know he had the torn pec muscle, and I know that that's a painful injury. And he's still coming back from it, but he has not been what he was. He has not been. He's still one of the best defensive tackles in the league, but he hasn't been feared. That's what the words that Carl Banks used. Nobody is scared of Dexter Lawrence right now. And then Carl went on, I saw it on TikTok, so it wasn't on TikTok. I don't know. I have to go find it. But he went on social media and he just roasted Dex for not showing up. Kind of like I did a few weeks ago with Andrew Thomas. Tell him to, suck it up and get out there and play, bro. We need Dex to be what we need to be, what we should be and could be and better be on defense. We need Dex because Nacho's been playing great. The end's been spectacular. I mean, Burns is, if he's not the sack leader, he's up there. He's at 2 at minimum. Last I checked, he was 1, but I don't know if he finished the week at 1. Yeah. Let's see. Someone said the same. Said nobody respects Dex anymore. That's 100% true. He said, and during the radio broadcast, he said nobody fears him. And it's absolutely, the truth hurts. Sometimes you have to give tough love because I'm sure that Carl and Dex talked. I'm sure of it, especially after that. because Carl's a stand-up dude. Carl's a stand-up dude, and he's going to tell you like it is. He's not going to sugarcoat it. He's not going to give you the Homer. He's not going to glaze it, man. He's going to tell you like it is. And Carl was absolutely right. And I didn't realize it until Banks said it. I didn't realize it until Carl came out and said, hey, Dexter Lawrence has been a non-force for the Giants in 2025. And it's absolutely true. So we need him to be back. Burns keep killing it. And get excited about Abdul Carter, guys, because that dude is an absolutely disruptor. You're not seeing the numbers because he does so many other things defensively that some things that you don't see that don't show up on a stat sheet. He does those intangibles. And if you coach any sport, you know what those things are. If you coach before, if you played before, you know what the things that he does. That you just can't, things that you don't coach or that don't show up in the scorecard or the stat sheet, whatever. He does those things. So other guys like Burns can have big seasons, and that's what he's doing. He's been an absolute menace. Spider-Man's been a menace, and I love it. I'm here for it. But I'm telling you, Burns is going to be that dude. He's going to start getting, everyone wants to say, oh, he was supposed to be Micah Parsons, blah, 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 blah. No, he doesn't have the numbers that Parsons have, but I'm telling you right now, he disrupts the game. He's getting double teamed almost every snap. He's getting held. He's getting chipped. He's going to figure it out. He's going to figure out a way to beat that. And then he's going to be unstoppable. He's going to be that guy. This defense is only going to get better. We need another linebacker. We got to have Micah back. I hope Micah comes back big. We got to get better in the secondary. But we're not far off, guys. We're not. Just keep the faith, Giant fans. I'm telling you, we have a lot to look forward to. We do. Those two young men, unfortunately, again, Cam's gone for the season, but we got number 6. And as long as we got number 6, we got a shot. He can't do it by himself. The other guy's got to step up too, but we can do it. Let's keep playing hard and keep playing consistent, competitive football, man, and we got it. Don't get down on this team, man, just because we're not winning football games. Get down on them because we blow a 25-point lead to the Broncos. That's fine. But that wasn't because of freaking anything that Jackson Dart did. He was the only one playing his ass off on Sunday when the score's out of reach. That's what you want to see. But him having a year under his belt and then getting Neighbors next year is going to be huge. You're going to see it. That's going to be a super sweet connection, man. I can't wait. I'm literally thinking about it all the time. Throwing the ball to Neighbors, healthy Neighbors, after Dart has a full year under his belt, because you would think when you have a star receiver like that and a rookie quarterback, he's going to try to throw the ball to him, try to force the ball to leak all the time and forget about the other guys and try to do too much. But I feel that as much as it sucks to lose Leak, I feel like the best thing for Jackson Dart was to not have him and to have what he has right now, because it's teaching him how to play football. It's teaching him how to be out there and be the guy. And I feel that that's probably the best case scenario. As much as it sucks for the fans, I feel like the best thing for Jackson Dart's development is to have the guys he's got right now. Coach those guys. Coach them up. Make them better. That's what great players do. They make everyone around them better. And I feel like Jackson Dart can be that guy. Will he be that guy? Nobody knows. Does he have the potential to be that guy? Absolutely. I see it. I'm not saying he's Brady. I'm not saying he's Mahomes. I'm just saying he's got that it factor. Things like Derek Jeter had, the it factor, right? Derek Jeter wasn't the best player on the field, I don't think, ever when he was on the Yankees. But he was a leader, and he had the intangibles. And that's Jackson Dart. So, anyway, hang in there, Giant fans. Two tough ones in a row, and we got 49ers Sunday. It's not going to be easy. If you're at the game Sunday, come have breakfast with us in J18. We'll be out there. The booze will be flowing. We'll have some breakfast sandwiches for everybody. Come say hello. Come get a picture with me. We'll put you on the pod on the TikTok, and we'll have a great time. So until next week, I feel like next week might be a Tuesday as well, because I have some other obligations on Wednesday night. I'll see you guys next week. I'll probably pop in 6 p.m. Tuesday night, 6 p.m. after we go vote. voting for new athletic fields in our town. So it had me as a coach in this town, a high school coach. I need those fields. So if you're in a Groton, go vote yes. Anyway, have a great night, guys. Hang in there. Come see me Sunday, and I'll pop in every once in a while on TikTok with some cool stuff. And thanks for all the likes. And guys, I'm only like 43 people short on TikTok as of the start of the show, away from 1,000 followers. So help me out. Share it. Love it. Like it. Watch it. We'll see you next week on Big Blue Confidential, guys. Have a great one.